welcome back to The Last of Us. As I said previously, if the last episode was doing the Left Behind DLC, then that means this one has to be the David episode. And, I'm really nervous, in a good way, but also in a bad way. As beautiful as that looks, I'm freezing just looking at it. Oh my god.
The tabernacle of God is with men.
Is David religious in this? That's a little different.
Tears from their eye. Neither will there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Do you know what that means?
If this is David, the extra context makes this super creepy. Ugh. Wait. Is that who I think that was?
It's too cold to dig.
Fuck yes, we have the the original Joel up in here. What's up, Troy Baker?
James.
Oh, he's playing James.
I sensed doubt in there.
Ew. I told you to sterilize the needle, Ellie. I told you. I do kind of wish she had the bow like she did in the game. I'm a little biased just because the, I am an archer and I do love seeing some good archery, but it certainly would be easier to hunt with a rifle. But she's also very small for a gun that size. I can't not think of that live streamer who was so upset about the rabbit dying.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, that live streamer can live happily knowing that this rabbit gets away. Just stay quiet. That right there would probably be too much noise if I'm being perfectly honest. Deer are very easily spooked. Good shot.
Turn and face me. Slow. Any sudden moves, I put one right between your eyes. Ditto for Buddy Boy.
Nice, right from the game.
Okay, all I ask is 10 seconds of your time. I just want...
No.
I won't say it twice.
Please, just 10 seconds.
Just shoot them, Ellie.
You can't drag this back on your own. We're not
Ellie,
asking for
you need to have the butt of the gun, like,
you.
on your shoulder.
Some of
It's
the
gonna
deer
fly
live.
out of your hands if you try to shoot it like that.
He comes back, you get half the deer. Anyone else shows up, I put
Put
one
one right
between...
between my eyes. It's not code, James. Do as I said.
For the most part, this is another, like, one-for-one scene. A lot of this dialogue is straight out of the game.
That's why you're out here on your own?
Slick.
Before that, I was a teacher. Math. Taught kids about your age.
So you went from teacher to preacher because what, it fucking rhymes?
Yeah, exactly.
Ew, he was a teacher before? Ugh. Oh, that's disgusting.
Luck? There's no such thing as luck.
That's all there is in this world, dude.
No, I believe everything happens for a reason.
I don't.
So I sent 4 of our people to a nearby town to scavenge what they could.
Oh, here we go.
And only 3 of them came back. And get this. That crazy man was traveling with a little girl. You see? Everything happens for a reason.
Also right out of the game.
James, lower the gun. I know you're not with a group. You won't survive for long out there. I can protect you.
Don't want anything you've got to provide, dude.
Where the fuck do I put this, Joel?
I actually don't know.
Joel, where the fuck do I put this?
Ah. Ow, ow, ow. On the plus side, you can't overdose on penicillin. Oh. What is that? Like the 30th time the show has broken my heart. Oh, that's so disgusting.
Venison.
Blech. I feel like in the game as well, it was implied that they were all aware of what they were eating. It's so much more fucked up here that it seems only a little handful of people know what's actually going on. Oh, it's venison, huh?
Big one.
Ugh.
You should kill both of them.
Girl, shut up. I get where you're coming from, but shut up. Oh, shit. I said shut up, not do all that. Damn. Fucking bite his fingers off. Like, ugh. Ugh.
But the truth is, Hannah, you will always have a father. And you will show him respect when he's speaking.
Ugh. Ugh. This hasn't even gotten to the really, like, bad stuff yet, and this is officially the most uncomfortable episode of the season. Sort of as I expected.
May thankful for thy mercies be.
You gonna pray to Jesus while you cannibalize one of your own people? That's
The living bread.
a special place in hell for you, sir. Oh. They did not have to go so in on the noises of the people eating it. Ugh. That's your father. That's so disgusting. It is looking better. Things coming.
If we leave her out here, she'll die.
Yeah, maybe that's God's will.
I think you pissed him off. It's kind of weird that, you know, original Joel is like such a pushover here.
Don't you not fall asleep.
Doesn't seem like he's in any condition to defend himself. Oh, no. The Last of Us just loves killing horses. Y'all don't seem to be listening to your leader very well. I kind of appreciate the change as well, that when she gets thrown from the horse, that's just what knocks her out and captured. In the game, she gets thrown off the horse and falls down
Two of you with me.
a steep
Carry the
slope and
horse.
still gets up and keeps going, which is, again,
Rest
a
of
little
you,
less
stay here,
believable.
go door to door.
I mean, if Joel's able to wake up, I almost feel bad for you guys. Almost. But he does not seem like he is ready to take anyone on right now. Just stab him in the neck from behind, super quick. Don't fuck around. Nip just like that. There you go. Ooh, the acting is very good here. Again, it's making me very uncomfortable. Those noises were gross. I again would like my money back for my subscription. I don't want to do this.
Why don't we just start with your name?
Eat shit.
Hey, listen to me.
Exactly.
You can't survive on your own. But if you can't find a way to trust me, then yes, you are alone.
The fuck she is. And the fuck she will ever trust you. I gotta say, she's also playing a concussed person really well. Like the slow speech and kind of dazed look and everything. It's very good.
Oh, shit.
Surprise. Oh, are we doing this scene?
I don't know any girl.
Ow, ow.
Where?
Oh my god, that noise.
The town. What town?
You're gonna point to where we are and where your resort is.
And he better point to
It'll
the
be
same
exact same
spot.
spot your buddy points to.
No. No! Why the fuck did you do that? He told you what you wanted.
Because you threatened his daughter.
I ain't telling you shit.
It's okay.
No.
I believe him.
No.
Right out of the game, and I am very happy. It's kind of screwed up to be happy about that, but that was a good moment in the game and showed to really showcase that Joel's not fucking around, like, when it comes to protecting his new daughter. Ugh.
For what it's worth, this is just deer meat, I swear.
Don't believe you.
There are only a few of us that know, but I would have told you. Sooner or
Oh,
later.
thank you so much for that.
You're an animal.
Well, yes, we all are. That's sort of the point. Didn't he take another man's life to save yours?
He was defending himself.
He was defending you.
You people attacked us. Like, they didn't do anything to you.
If I let you out of that cage right now, put that knife of yours in your hand, you'd stick me in a second.
You damn right.
You have a violent heart. I struggled with it for a long time, but then the world ended and I was shown the truth.
You know, that just proves to me that he was doing all that with those kids as a teacher. Ugh.
Like cordyceps. I'm a shepherd surrounded by sheep, and all I want is an equal.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
A friend. We'd make this place perfect.
It's making my palms sweat.
We'd grow, spread out. Imagine the life we could build.
Ugh. Come on. Do what you did in the game, please. Yes! Ow! Those fucking keys.
Tell them that Ellie is a little girl who broke her fucking finger!
Oh, shit.
How did you put it? Tiny little pieces?
I think I like the way she delivered that here in the show better than I did in the game. Like, that was intense. Ah, they even kept the storm the same and everything. Very cool. Oh my god.
Please don't do it! Please don't!
You had your chance.
Come on, you bet him do it.
I'm infected!
There you go.
I'm infected.
Surprise.
What did you say? Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah! Yeah. Fuck you guys. Sorry, Troy Baker, but it's nice to see you die. We're even here in the diner and everything. Points for accuracy, but oh lord, this is not gonna be fun. And gonna have the fire and everything. Nice.
Ellie!
That was by far the most nerve-wracking part of the first game, playing through this like little boss battle. This was really, really scary for me.
Infected fights this hard to stay alive. You see, I've changed my mind. I've decided you do need a father.
Ugh.
I'm
Ew.
gonna keep you. The fighting is the part I like the most.
Ugh. Fucking kill this evil piece of shit.
No fear in love.
Fuck him up. Oh my god. This is making me shake and kind of want to cry. That is awful. That is really, really awful for her to have to live through that.
It's me. It's me. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay, baby girl.
And he called her baby girl.
I got you.
Oof. That is every bit as rough and then some as I thought this was gonna be. Jesus. God damn. Another fantastic episode, but Jesus Christ. Not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. Well, where to begin? Let's start again with the changes from the game versus, what they kept the same. The intro scene with David and his whole cult is definitely new. It's added material. As well as his, religious cult leader kind of vibe. In the game, it's pretty much just a ragtag group of cannibals, essentially. They don't really give them much backstory or explanation as to like why they're doing that exactly, other than David himself saying, oh, we're starving, we're very hungry. And very early on, they play up on the extremely, rapey vibes of David, with him putting his hand on like the little girl who just lost her dad, saying, I'm your father now. That was something in the game that only became very clear once he put his hand on hers in the cage, and was really driven home when he was holding her down. And I don't remember the exact dialogue, but I know it was different here in the show. Here they've made it much more overt that, yes, he is a sexual predator of children. The added detail that he was a teacher before this is exceptionally discomforting. Again, they don't say it, but it seems pretty clear to me the implication is that he's been doing this for a long time, like well before the outbreak happened. It's also not said in the game whether all of them are aware that they are eating people. It seems implied to me that they do all know, and it's exceptionally fucked up that here in the show, most of the people in this community do not know that that is happening. They, like, the little girl eats her father without realizing it, which is just disgusting, disturbing. There's not a whole lot of things in this world that I would call straight up evil, but I would put that on the list. They've also aged up the character of James, who in the game seems like he's a teenager, maybe like young 20s kind of kid. But I don't mind because they had Troy Baker playing him, which is so good to see him. And that means we've had Joel, Tommy, and Marlene all play a role in the show. The actor from Marlene gets to play herself, which is kind of cool. They've also expanded on James as a character just a little bit. He's still pretty minor, but they gave him some more dialogue here with David, where he's kind of questioning whether David is really right in a few different aspects, specifically on bringing Ellie back, which is pretty much the same. James in the game also was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, we should just kill her. Joel's wound getting infected and her needing to get medicine for it straight out of the game. And even though we don't get the scene with her killing a rabbit, I like the little nod to it, how she sees it and tries to go after it, but, trips and falls. Again, that live streamer can live happy knowing that this rabbit got away. The scene where Ellie first meets David and James is very, very close to the game. The only real difference I noticed was the fact that, in the game she starts with a bow and arrow, and she takes David's rifle in order to kind of gain the upper hand. They did cut out a big section, though, where David and Ellie have to fight off a group of infected, and I do wish they had kept that, just because it sort of tricks the audience a little bit into thinking, maybe this guy isn't so bad. He's definitely creepy, but he's protecting Ellie, and, they're working together as a team. They're building this sort of pseudo relationship. And then they have the scene at the campfire where he reveals, like, oh yeah, we know who you are, and the likelihood of us killing you has just skyrocketed. I will say I did kind of prefer the David from the game, mostly just for the voice. His like whispery voice that he has in the game is extremely uncomfortable and really unnerving. This guy is a little more put together, but in that regard, he, I think, is able to kind of take Ellie by surprise just a little bit more. The scene with Ellie giving Joel the penicillin and then sleeping right next to him is right out of the game, and so sweet. It's so cute. But the scene afterwards, where it's the townspeople, unwittingly eating a person, that is new. And even though it definitely drives home how unbelievably screwed up the situation is, I almost wish we didn't have it, because oh my god. The sound of them all like scraping their spoons on the bowls and everything, that was disgusting, dude. That was really, really gross. And once again, they kind of make it a bit more overt what David's like real self is when he backhands the little girl and then picks her back up and says, "I'm your father now, you know, it's okay." Disgusting. The scene afterwards where Ellie is, ambushed by all of the hunters coming in, it's pretty similar. They've definitely reworked it a bit. I like how it starts, her seeing the birds flying away, knowing that, something is approaching. And while it's a little less dramatic, her getting thrown off the horse after it's shot and not thrown down like a huge slope, staying conscious and then fighting her way just a little bit more, it is more believable. I don't think people really realize getting like thrown off a horse like that, it is potentially going to kill you. Like, the impact is very severe on the body, and if you hit your head during that, like, there's no way you're staying conscious. So again, while this is a little less dramatic, it's definitely more believable. And Joel killing the guy who comes to find him down in the basement is added, but at the same time, I would almost say it's just reworked. Because again, in the game, he goes on a little killing spree, going after Ellie, and he fucks them up. Which again, in the game is somewhat unbelievable, considering he had just woken up from being in like this fever state. So I like seeing how difficult it was for him to kill that first guy and then, take out the other two. Considering how dazed and feverish he was just like a few minutes ago, it's still a little unbelievable, but I'll definitely accept it. And the two scenes with Ellie and David when she's in the cage, mostly one for one from the game. A lot of dialogue ripped straight from it, minus the additional part where David says, "Oh, I see that you're just like me. You're a leader. You're confident. You're violent, just like I always was." That is added. And again, I think it's just to make it a little bit more overt, like what he was doing before the outbreak, which, oh my lord, dude, that man deserved to die a much slower death than that. And of course, the rather infamous scene of Joel torturing the two people to figure out the location, that is almost exactly ripped from the game. I think every bit of dialogue is word for word, down to him saying he's gonna pop his kneecap off, which, oh my lord, dude, the sound that made me kind of sick. That was really fucked up. Kudos to the good sound design. And it really shows in both game and show that when it comes to Ellie, or really anyone that Joel has made an attachment with, he will stop at nothing to save them, and he will do some really screwed up stuff and not bat an eye over it, because at the end of the day, the only people he cares about are the people he cares about. Oh, I will say, I actually prefer the show's version here of Ellie and David's conversation when she breaks his finger. It's super similar to the game, again, almost one for one. Maybe a couple bits of added dialogue and everything. But the way she delivers that line of "Ellie's the little girl who broke your fucking finger," in the game she says it in a very punk rock way and everything.
Ellie is the little girl that broke your fucking finger.
But here to see her scream it at him, shaking with rage.
Tell them that Ellie is the little girl who broke your fucking finger!
That was some damn good acting, and oh my god, did that put me on edge. It was intense. Bella Ramsey, kudos to you. Joel looking for Ellie in the town while there's a storm raging outside, and, finds all the people's belongings and the bodies hanging there, also right out of the game. As well as the final scenes where Ellie kind of tricks them into saying, I'm infected, and I just bit you, so you're infected too. Right out of the game, bit him on the same spot, and she killed James in the exact same way, took the cleaver and, stuck him right in the neck. And of course, the very infamous diner scene where the whole place is burning down. Ellie's sneaking around trying to stay away from this horrible, evil fucker. I think they smartly shorten it just a little bit, because again, in the game, since it's a boss battle, you have to sneak around and stab him 3 times. In the moment when he gets the upper hand and is holding her down, there is added dialogue there that, as I said, it makes it very clear that his intentions here are not to kill or torture her, or I mean, torture, sure, but his intentions are extremely violent and sexual, and it is so disturbing. It is really, really disturbing. The both of them acted it perfectly as well. It was hard to watch, but Bella Ramsey, like, screaming in terror, trying to reach for the big cleaver and everything, that was awful, dude. But they really sold how real that felt. They also extended the bit with her chopping him up, because in the game, Joel actually is the one to stop her and, you know, grabs her and says, you know, it's me, like, relax, it's okay, I have you. Here in the show, he doesn't show up in time, and she just keeps going, like, screaming her head off, and it was rough, dude. That was really rough. Like, the initial satisfaction I felt of, hell yeah, she killed that asshole, was very quickly replaced with, like, extreme sorrow for her. Like, to see this 14-year-old girl in this, like, bloodlust because she is so terrified and, you know, disgusted over what he was just about to do to her, that was really, you know, sad, honestly. It was really sad. And then, of course, her, you know, freaking out at first, but then hugging Joel and them walking off together. Also, right out of the game, and also right where that part of the game ends. That's when it cuts to spring, so I thought that was a perfect spot to end the episode. And since the next episode is the finale, we know we're going to be moving on to the last little bit, which, oh boy, this should be good. And that gives this episode a 9.6 out of 10. Very, very good. The only thing I could really fault the episode on was some of the cinematography seemed a little lackluster just compared to the rest of the season. There weren't as many, like, really inspired lighting choices, and so much of it was on location. Great location. Again, it looked right out of the game. And I really commend how well they designed the set for the diner and everything. But again, there were just some moments where I'm like, I feel like we could have gone for a more dynamic shot. I'm nitpicking, obviously, but very, very good episode. Like, sound design was on point. I gave it a 10 out of 10 just for that sound of that knee popping off. That was disgusting, and lots of music from the game. The acting, I think, is the highlight of this episode. Both the actor playing David and Ellie. Let me actually look up the actor's name for David. Scott Shepherd and Bella Ramsey. Like, they were phenomenal in this episode. Bella Ramsey in particular. Again, her delivery of a one-for-one line in the game, I thought she delivered it even better on the show. Really appreciated the intense energy she brought to it. And the absolute horror and disgust she had there at the end with David holding her down. That was brutal, man. And both of those actors made it feel exceptionally real, which I would like to sue them for, but also really commend them for. Like, that was very, very well done for something so awful. And I'll always be thankful of both the game and show for having an instance like this, you know, a quote-unquote life-altering moment from a sexual assault where it doesn't actually happen. I am a huge advocate of not having that happen, especially on screen if you like have to have it happen. The audience can very well understand the implications and what's going on without really going all the way to it. I think most of the time when they do, it's just for shock value. It's not necessary. I think Game of Thrones was a huge offender in that case, especially with Sansa. I do not think you need to make a female character powerful or empowered by having them go through something as horrible as this. And I like that in the game and the show, or I can't really say for the show yet, I'll have to watch the next episode, but at least for the game, she was already a very empowered female character. This event, if anything, breaks her as a person and makes her not less capable by any means, but it certainly removes a lot of the warmth that the character has. It's not seen as like a, oh, well, at least some good came out of that horrible situation. Nothing good came out of this. Not a single good thing comes from that happening to her. And again, they didn't actually go all the way and have it happen to her, which, thank fucking God. If that had happened in the game, probably wouldn't have finished it. And if it happened here in the show, wouldn't have finished it. In this regard, they almost get the best of both worlds, where you get the impact of an event like that in a very realistic and utterly tragic way. And again, the actors just completely sold that. You can tell the moment she is screaming at him, like, she will never be the same again. She will never be the same person again. And as I've told a friend who I was watching the gameplay of for this moment is 100% the reason she becomes a more cold and distant person in the end of the game and in the second game. Obviously, I can't say definitively that that's the case, if that's what the writers are going for. But to me, it has always been my impression that if this event never happened, she would have stayed the very, sarcastic, warm, lighthearted Ellie, who is still very violent and has her very dark moments, but sees, the hope and light in the world around her. Because in the second game, while she still has some of that, she is a much more cold, distant person, even before the extremely tragic opening of the game happens. That all being said, I'm very excited for the finale. It should be an emotional ride. If they keep it the same, it's definitely going to upset a lot of people and make some people really, really happy. Depending on which side you fall on. The end of the first game was absolutely a conversation starter and one of the best endings to any story I've seen, actually. I really, really liked the ending of the first game. Much more so than the second one. I am a huge advocate for The Last of Us Part 2, but I do think the end of that game is kind of overly depressing, whereas the first game has a lot of ambiguity to it. And again, it really gets people talking about it. Like, which side do you fall on? How do you feel about this situation? It was a fantastic ending, so I'm hoping they keep it the same in the show. A few changes here or there is fine, but that ending, that's gotta stay the same. So I will see you all for that next one, and that's about it.